Welcome to Speedrun Skills, the beautiful format. I'm going to teach you all you need to know about certain speedrun skills nobody's talking about. My name is Flash177, and today we're talking about overcoming mistakes. So you all know the situation when you have a great pace in your run, but you make one single mistake. It's yet not over, but you get stuck on that mistake and you lose the run because of it, and makes you more upset afterwards. So we try to fix that today. Let's get started. I've done this myself. You need to break down your habits. What do I mean by breaking down your habits? So let's say you made a certain mistake. Let's take me as an example. I do a certain trick bad in a Celeste speedrun, and then I'm like, fuck this trick. I'm bad at this game. This trick is stupid. Whatever. I've done it 100 times perfectly, but today on my PB pace I haven't. So I start to complain about it and I lose focus of my run. How can we change this? And that's really important, and I truly want you to do this because it helps you to get more focus on it. So first of all, write down, when you think of your run afterwards, write down when you get upset about something. Just simply really write it down. I've done this the same. So when I do a mistake in a specific room, I write down a mistake in a specific room. Like, be more exact than this, but this is just a general example. And then you write down what your thoughts are. Write them down all. What would you think when you do a mistake? Or what would you yell? What would you say? Everything. Write it down. Those are your bad habits. The first thing we wrote down, mistake in certain room, is your trigger. And the second thing we wrote down are your bad old habits we try to change today. Because speedrunning, actually life in general, is all about habits and how we react to certain things. And we want to change that today because those habits are not really helpful if you're complaining. And most people are, because that's what people do. So when you complain, you rage, you complain about the trick, you complain about your skill, like you're doubting yourself, you're skilled enough to do it, which is already bad, but we're going to make a more specific video about believing more into yourself later on in the future. But yeah, write all those habits down. So yeah, I've done this myself, actually. I have this little notebook where I write things down. And I've wrote things down here like, was that necessary? Why was this happening? I'm so bad at this trick, bad at this room. You see, I write down everything I may think in those situations. I just remind myself what happened last time, and most of the times it comes up in your head if you just think about it. And you write them all down. And then you're breaking them down to what is actually helpful and what is not. And I have 2 things wrote down that are actually helpful. Why was this happening? And I need to calm down and relax. All the others are just complaints and doubts that are not really good. And why was this happening is actually a good question, but nothing you should focus on during your run. So I said, good thought, but not during a run. It's more for the long-term experience and improvement of a speedrun. So you find your mistakes and you work on them. How you keep improving. We're going to make another video about this. But yeah, the last thought I wrote down was, I need to calm down. So that goes immediately towards step 3. So step 1 was writing down your trigger moment, mistake in room, A, B, C, mistake on boss, RNG on boss, blah blah blah, whatever it is on your speed game. Phase 2 was writing down all your habits, and phase 3 is now creating a new habit. So when it comes down to creating a habit, you need to make it really fast accessible. What I mean by this is, the moment you realize you're falling back into a bad habit, or the moment the trigger is getting activated, the moment you make a mistake somewhere, you need a fast habit to react very quickly in your head and in your mind, so it will actually work. So what I mean by this is, write down things, or just remind yourself of things that keep you more focused. That's the goal of today's video. So you are more focused even if you do mistakes. That's really, really important. People are not that aware how important it is to stay focused, even if you make mistakes. It's really, really important. I can't say that enough. So write down things that help you focus, help you to stay focused. When I make a mistake, I wrote down, I just need to breathe in, breathe out. So I calm down myself, because calming down is really helpful to stay focused, I would say. Sometimes I focus more on the movement, so I'm less able to focus on anything else, and I just focus on the game in general with that. That helps me a lot as well. So yeah, find something that's working for you, and that can actually be anything. And if you have still struggles to find something, let me know in the comments, or check out my Twitch channel, which is down below in the description. There we can talk about it, or like really think about it and learn how you can focus better, and just write these things down as well. So you make like a list of your trigger, of your bad habits, and then of your new habits you really want to create. And which this does is, next time you make this mistake, you have like just a paper next to you, you read through it before the run, not during the run, before the run. And the moment this bad mistake happened, you're probably going to remember yourself of your new habits, because you worked on them. Your brain was actually working, was actually thinking about these things, so it will remember itself in most cases. So just try to be aware of it, and then try to apply these new habits during a run. So let's take me as an example again. I messed up a spike jump, which is a specific trick in my speed game in Celeste, and then I try to retain focus on my movement, focus on the upcoming rooms, focus on the movement there, and boom, the mistake is gone out of my head. I don't complain about it. I focus more on my game, and I just play more focused and mindful than I would have if I would have complained about about the mistake. Which is like, in the long run, it's so much helpful. Believe me, you will play more focused, and that's what we all want. At the end of the day, we want to play a good speedrun. We want to have a good run. We want to have a great PB. And every time we're not focusing, we are technically preventing us from reaching our goals. And that's really not what I want you to do. So yeah, to conclude it, write down your trigger moments. So write down every time you notice yourself, you get really upset about something, or you lose focus because of a mistake. That can actually apply to every situation, not just to a mistake to when something goes out of plan, but it wasn't really a mistake for you, or of you. Then you can do this as well. Then write down what your natural reaction on this is. So your old bad habit, and then write down your new habits, and try to work and apply to them to the run. It's like literally the same with learning a new trick. It's not going to be perfect from the beginning. I still have my struggles with it, but I'm slowly getting there. So yeah, just remind yourself every time of it, and try to apply them to your run technically whenever a mistake happened. Try to do more no resets runs where you learn how to deal with mistakes, and then it will work and hopefully help you out when it matters. Just as I said, imagine the situation, you're on a great PB pace, you just messed up a tiny little thing, you're still on PB pace, but because you're stuck on this mistake in your head, you have less ability to focus, and that's what kills your run. That's like really not so cool. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. As I said, subscribe and like and comment for new videos. I try to make this more like every week or every 2 videos per week. It's really hard for me right now, but I try my best because I really want to teach people how to speedrun properly. I'm actually not the greatest, but hey, we are all learning here, so I really do like this. Check out my Twitch and everything if you want to get in contact with me. I really would appreciate that. It's all below in the info box, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.